Every 36 seconds, one American dies from heart disease. But what they don't realize is the very things they believe are good for the heart may actually be silently destroying it. They eat clean. They walk every morning. They take vitamin D3, magnesium, even K2. And yet, their blood pressure rises, arteries stiffen, and their heart skips beats for no clear reason. Maybe you've believed the same, but let me ask you, are you truly helping your heart or just thinking you are? Here's the truth. After 60, the body starts mismanaging calcium. And if you're not combining magnesium, D3 and K2 the right way, that calcium may end up in your arteries instead of your bones, leading to calcified blood vessels, rising pressure, and a heart that strains with every beat without you even knowing. The good news, when taken in the right form, dose, and timing, these three nutrients can give your heart room to breathe again. In this video, I'll reveal 7 powerful changes that can happen inside your heart when you take magnesium, D3 and K2 correctly, insights most people over 60 have never been told. Where are you watching from today? And if you've ever taken D3 or magnesium but still feel irregular heartbeats or unstable blood pressure, comment, check below. I'll personally go through each comment because you might be missing exactly what your heart has been needing all along. Most people think heart failure means sudden collapse. But for seniors, it often begins quietly with shortness of breath, tired legs, or a pounding heart at night. The real danger, these symptoms often come from years of missing the right nutrients. You might be taking vitamin D3, maybe even magnesium, but without the right balance and without K2, you could be putting your heart under silent stress every single day. Magnesium helps your heart contract smoothly. Without it, your heartbeat can turn irregular. D3 boosts calcium absorption. But without K2 to guide that calcium into your bones, it can land in your arteries, hardening them. This means more pressure, more strain, more risk of the heart slowly giving out. The scary part, you might feel fine until you don't. But there's hope. When magnesium, D3 and K2 are used together, they work like a symphony. Magnesium calms the heart, D3 brings in the calcium, and K2 tells it where to go away from your arteries and into your bones. One study showed that seniors with higher levels of all three nutrients had a 43% lower risk of heart failure within 5 years. Your heart has carried you through decades of life. Don't wait for it to break down to start helping it. Support it now with the nutrients it's quietly begging for. If you're still watching, and this is starting to sound familiar, please drop a yes in the comments. It helps me know you're truly here for your heart. Calcium is essential, but only when it knows where to go. And for millions of seniors, the real problem isn't calcium intake, it's calcium misplacement. You see, vitamin D3 boosts calcium absorption. That's great if calcium ends up in your bones. But if you're missing vitamin K2, that same calcium can start building up in your arteries, all like limescale in old plumbing. Silent, dangerous, eventually deadly. This is why so many older adults who take D3 alone don't feel better. Some even feel worse: stiff joints, tight chest, even spikes in blood pressure. And they never suspect it's because the calcium they helped absorb ended up in the wrong place. But when D3 and K2 are paired together, something incredible happens. D3 helps bring calcium in. K2 tells it where to go. Into your bones, not your arteries. Into your teeth, not your heart valves. A study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that combining D3 and K2 reduced arterial stiffness by 12% in just 6 weeks among older adults with early-stage calcification. The takeaway: taking D3 without K2 is like letting calcium roam free in your body. But using them together is like hiring a traffic controller protecting your bones, softening your arteries, and giving your heart the freedom it deserves. Most people think of vitamin D3 as the bone vitamin. Some even take it daily for mood or immunity. But almost no one realizes that a silent lack of D3 can increase your risk of blood clots, especially after 60. You see, vitamin D3 doesn't just support your bones. It also regulates how your blood vessels respond to injury, inflammation, and pressure. When your D3 levels drop too low, your endothelium, the inner lining of your arteries, becomes irritated and unstable. This irritation triggers your body's natural defense. It starts forming tiny clots to patch what it sees as damage. And while one clot might not sound dangerous, these microclots can travel to your lungs, your brain, or your heart. One study published in BMC Cardiovascular Disorders found that older adults deficient in D3 had a 74% higher risk of venous thromboembolism, a dangerous condition where clots form deep in the legs and migrate to the lungs. But the most dangerous part: you'll never feel it happening. There's no warning sign, no chest pain, no shortness of breath until it's too late. What makes this worse is that many seniors are unknowingly D3 deficient, even if they take supplements. Why? Because absorption weakens with age. And without enough magnesium to activate D3 in your kidneys and liver, that supplement might not be doing anything at all. So if your heart sometimes feels heavy, your legs swell, or your energy drops sharply, it may not be just aging. It could be your body sending silent distress signals, waiting for D3 to calm the storm inside your veins. You've cut the salt. You're watching your weight, and maybe you've even started walking every morning. But your blood pressure, it's still high. Frustrating, isn't it? Here's something your doctor may not have told you. High blood pressure after 60 is often not just about salt, but about missing minerals, especially magnesium. Magnesium plays a key role in relaxing your blood vessels. It tells the smooth muscles lining your arteries to ease up, allowing blood to flow more freely. Without enough of it, those vessels stay tight, raising your pressure silently, steadily, stubbornly, and it gets worse. Magnesium also helps regulate potassium levels, another vital electrolyte that helps control blood pressure. But when magnesium is low, your body starts wasting potassium through the kidneys. Even if you eat bananas and spinach, your body may just be flushing the benefits away. A study from hypertension research showed that people over 60 with low magnesium had a 2-4 times higher risk of uncontrolled hypertension despite medication. That explains why some seniors do everything right, but still see little change on the monitor. Because the missing piece isn't always lifestyle, it's chemistry. The good news: within just weeks of restoring magnesium levels alongside potassium and hydration, many people see real improvements. Calmer numbers, fewer spikes, more energy. So if you've been doing your part but not seeing results, it's time to look inward at the minerals your body quietly craves but may no longer absorb like it used to. If you've ever had a test show mild calcification or were told your arteries are a little stiff, please type calcium in the comments. I'll share a few natural tips that could change everything. Most people think stiff arteries are just a normal part of aging. You get older, your blood vessels get harder, right? But what if that stiffness wasn't just age, but the result of calcium going to the wrong place? That's exactly what happens when your body lacks vitamin K2. You see, calcium is a double-edged sword. When directed properly into your bones and teeth, it strengthens and protects. But without K2, your body has no clear guidance system. And calcium, it starts depositing into soft tissue, especially your arteries. Over time, these tiny deposits form like scale inside a pipe. The result? Less flexibility, higher pressure, and a heart that has to push harder to do the same job. But when you combine vitamin D3 and K2, something remarkable happens. D3 helps you absorb calcium. K2 ensures it's delivered to the right place. Think of D3 as the door and K2 as the traffic cop. In one study published in Thrombosis and Hemostasis, seniors supplementing with K2 had a 50% slower progression of arterial calcification than those without it. And when you add magnesium into the mix, it helps soften arterial walls, further reducing stiffness. So no artery hardening isn't always just aging. Sometimes it's a fixable imbalance. And the solution isn't in more meds. It's in restoring the nutrients that keep your body flowing smoothly from the inside out. You might not think of sleep as a heart issue, but if you're waking up tired, tossing for hours, or getting up several times each night, your heart feels it too. Poor sleep isn't just frustrating. It puts direct strain on your cardiovascular system. Every time you wake up, even briefly, your nervous system jolts. Your blood pressure spikes, your heart rate surges, and over time, this wear and tear builds up like tiny cracks in a dam. But here's where magnesium quietly steps in. Magnesium activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that says, "You're safe now. It's time to rest." It helps lower cortisol, relax muscles, and ease your mind into sleep. For seniors, whose natural magnesium stores decline with age, this becomes even more critical. A study from the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences found that older adults who took magnesium daily not only slept longer but also experienced fewer nighttime awakenings and improved sleep efficiency overall. But it's more than sleep, it's what happens while you sleep. Deep, uninterrupted rest allows your blood pressure to drop naturally, gives your heart a break, and helps regulate inflammation. Without it, healing slows down, recovery stalls, and the risk of arrhythmia quietly rises. So if your nights are restless and your days feel heavier than they should, the issue might not be your mattress or even your schedule. It might be your magnesium levels and your heart whispering for a chance to rest. You've probably been told for years to get more calcium to protect your bones. Milk, yogurt, supplements, every doctor said it. But here's the part they often left out. Calcium without K2 can age your body faster than you realize. This is what researchers now call the calcium paradox. You take calcium to strengthen bones, but without vitamin K2, much of it doesn't make it there. Instead, it deposits into your arteries, joints, and even your skin, leading to stiffness, slower circulation, and premature aging from the inside out. It's why some people with high calcium diets still end up with brittle bones and tight, aching limbs. K2's job is simple but vital. It activates a protein called osteocalcin, which directs calcium into bones, while also activating matrix glyprotein, your body's cleanup crew that stops calcium from hardening your arteries and tissues. Without enough K2, that cleanup crew is off duty, and over time, your body starts storing calcium in all the wrong places. A long-term study published in the Rotterdam Heart Study found that people with the highest K2 intake had 52% lower risk of arterial calcification and 43% lower chance of dying from heart disease. That's not just about avoiding illness. It's about keeping your body flexible, youthful, and moving freely in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. So next time you reach for calcium, Remember, it's not just about how much you take, but whether you have the right partner guiding it to where it belongs. If you're still watching and any of this has hit home, comment, "I'm still here" below. I read every message and it truly helps me know who I'm helping. For many older adults, the decline doesn't come as a heart attack or stroke. It starts more quietly: shorter walks, heavier legs, getting winded climbing the stairs. You chalk it up to aging, but deep down, something feels off. This is where the power of magnesium, vitamin D3 and K2 shows up in ways that go far beyond blood tests or charts. When your arteries are more flexible thanks to K2, when your heart beats steadily thanks to magnesium, when calcium goes where it belongs thanks to D3 and K2 combined, the result isn't just better numbers. It's movement, ease, confidence. In a 2022 clinical trial, older adults with balanced levels of all three nutrients reported significant improvements in walking distance, less shortness of breath, and even better grip strength within just 8 weeks. Because when your heart isn't working overtime, your whole body breathes easier. Your muscles get more oxygen. Your brain feels sharper, and life, it opens back up again. This trio isn't a magic bullet, but for many seniors, it's the missing foundation quietly correcting years of nutritional gaps that no prescription ever addressed. So if you've been feeling like your body is slowly slipping out from under you, don't accept it as just age. Sometimes it's not decline, it's a deficiency. And the right support can help you rise again.